DAP has responded to claims that the party had attempted to control Negeri Sembilan Menteri Besar Aminuddin Harun. Meanwhile, Azalina has dismissed claims that a BN victory in Johor could pave the way for Najib's release. Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Azalina Othman Said, has stressed that elections cannot be used to secure the release of anyone serving a prison sentence. Azalina was referring to former Premier Najib Abdul Razak, who is imprisoned over 1MDB-related convictions. She said there is no law allowing elections to determine whether a prisoner is released. She added that the power to grant pardons lies solely with the young di-Pertuan Agong and is unrelated to election outcomes. Azalina was responding to claims made by several parties during the Johor state election campaign that a BN victory could pave the way for Najib's release. Earlier, Najib's son, Nazifuddin Najib, said a strong BN victory would send a signal that the public still supports his father and hopes he will be granted a royal pardon. However, Nazifuddin also acknowledged that winning the state election would not automatically secure Najib's release. He said a state election is not about choosing a prime minister, but ensuring a strong BN victory. He also said there would be nothing improper about Najib receiving a royal pardon and being released if BN secured victory. Umno Secretary General Ashraf Wajdi Dusuki has urged political parties to campaign responsibly ahead of the Johor state election. This was in response to claims that a win for BN in the polls could affect Najib Abdul Razak's fate. In a Facebook post, Ashraf said Najib's release can only be decided through the young di-Pertuan Agong's constitutional pardon powers under Article 42(1) of the Federal Constitution. He stressed that no election results can determine whether Najib will be freed. Ashraf accused Pakatan Harapan of pushing this narrative and urged its leaders to campaign more responsibly. He added that they seem to have no other material to use in their Johor state election campaign. He argued that as part of the federal government, Harapan should base its campaign on facts rather than sentiment. DAP Chairperson Gobind Singh Dio said claims by Khairi Jamaluddin accusing the party of attempting to control caretaker Negeri Sembilan Menteri Besar Aminuddin Harun were false and baseless. Speaking to reporters after a DAP ceramah in Tangkak, Johor last night, Gobind said DAP has always respected the institution of the Menteri Besar and fully supports the current leadership under the spirit of cooperation within the coalition government.
That is not true. I think at the end of the day, we have worked very, very closely with the Menteri Besar in Negeri Sembilan, and I think Anthony Loke has made this point very, very many times. It is, it is wrong to say that. Our position is that the DAP has always been very supportive of the Menteri Besar. The Menteri Besar has been in control. The Menteri Besar is the one that ultimately makes decisions. But as it is in all other states, there is cooperation. We work together. Views of everyone are taken into account. And ultimately, what we want is to make sure that the state succeeds. So this is why I think ultimately that is not an appropriate, that is not a correct statement to make. It is the case that the Menteri Besar in Negeri Sembilan has always been in a position where he makes decisions. But of course, it's in cooperation with all the parties that are also part of the state government.
On Sunday, Khairi said that Malays are protected in Negeri Sembilan because UMNO was part of the state government. Khairi said that this was because there are only 4 Malays among Harapan Assembly persons in the state, which he said meant that the priority would be on non-Malays. Meanwhile, Deputy National Unity Minister R. Yuneswaran said that protection for Malay privileges is enshrined in the federal constitution and is not subject to having a particular political party in power. He was responding to a question from RSN Rayer, who referred to a recent statement by Khairi claiming that only UMNO could protect the interests of the Malay Muslim community.
Yang berhormat juga adalah seorang peguam yang pakar dan juga very arif bahawa perlembagaan is the supreme law in this country. No one is above the law, and itu adalah sangat jelas. Dan kita jugalah, sekarang saya yakin, sekarang musim pilihan raya lah, sedang berjalan semua negeri. Saya juga mencadangkan, juga mengalu-alukan dan juga menyarankan kepada ahli-ahli politik, elakkanlah. Kita tahu, kita semua ni adalah pembawa dasar. We have to be very alert and very, very careful dalam articulate apa-apa isu yang ada termaktub dalam perlembagaan. Itu jelas. Tugas kita juga adalah untuk menerangkan kepada masyarakat sivil. Saya rasa itu tidak betul kerana perlembagaan jelas di sini bahawa 5 perkara yang saya sebut. Perkara 3, perkara 121, perkara 32 dan perkara 38, perkara 153, perkara 152 ini, kalau kita nak menggubal apa-apa dalam akta perkara ini dalam perlembagaan, sudah tentu memerlukan 2/3. Dan banyaklah proses dia. Kalau sesiapa yang masih lagi menggunakan perkara-perkara ini untuk untuk whatever wacana, saya rasa wajarlah elakkan, ya.
From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us. PKR leader Shamsul Iskandar Akin is facing backlash over a campaign video posted for the Johor State polls. The video drew on the format of a talkin, which is a recitation reminding the recently deceased upon their burial to remember their faith. In the clip, Shamsul appears in a juba and kopya under dim lighting, with an echo effect applied to his voice. He tells Johor voters not to be afraid when approached by BN, Perikatan Nasional, and Parti Bersama Malaysia, as they too are just God's creatures. He also said that voters can accept campaign handouts, but should still cast their votes for Pakatan Harapan. The video drew criticism on social media, with fellow PKR leader Syed Ahmad Syed Abdul Rahman Al-Haddad, better known as Ultimate, publicly urging Shamsul to delete the post. Other social media users also mocked the former aide to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, reminding him of his corruption case, which is pending in court. Prior to his talkin stunt, another video of Shamsul smoking a cigar at what appeared to be a roadside stall in Johor has also been making the rounds on social media, with some questioning whether this was an offense under the government's smoking ban at eateries. The Prime Minister's department has dismissed claims that a new luxury official vehicle was purchased for the Prime Minister, clarifying that the bulletproof BMW 7 Series is an existing government asset. In a statement issued together with the Ceremonial and International Conference Secretariat Division, the department said the vehicle belongs to the division and was not newly acquired. It explained that the vehicle is maintained to meet international security protocols and standards for official visits by foreign heads of state and heads of government, including presidents and prime ministers. The department said the vehicle is equipped to withstand high-caliber ballistic threats, explosions, and other modern security risks, including drone attacks. It added that the BMW was assigned for the Prime Minister's temporary use following the advice and assessments of the police, while his official vehicle bestowed by the young di-Pertuan Agong is undergoing maintenance. The clarification followed claims circulating on social media about the vehicle. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.